Barbara Stanwyck's life story reads like a classic Hollywood screenplay, one shaped by tragedy, perseverance, and extraordinary triumph. Born Ruby Catherine Stevens on July 16, 1907, in Brooklyn, New York, she entered the world under harsh circumstances that would have broken many. Orphaned at a young age after her mother's death and abandoned by her father soon after, Stanwyck was thrust into a childhood defined by instability and emotional hardship. Raised largely through foster homes and supported by her older sister, she learned early how to rely on herself. These formative experiences forged her famously tough exterior, deep emotional intelligence, and relentless work ethic. Rather than being crushed by adversity, she transformed pain into strength. This resilience would later radiate through her performances, helping her connect with audiences on a profoundly human level. Her journey from poverty to stardom remains one of the most compelling narratives in American film history. A childhood forged by loss and survival. Stanwyck's early years were marked by instability and emotional deprivation, yet they played a crucial role in shaping her character. After her mother died when Barbara was just 4, her father's abandonment left the children scattered. Barbara moved through foster homes, environments that often lacked warmth or security. Her older sister Mildred became a surrogate parent, offering guidance and protection whenever possible. This fractured upbringing instilled in Stanwyck a fierce independence and distrust of sentimentality. She learned to survive by observing people closely, a skill that later became central to her acting. Pain taught her empathy, while hardship taught her discipline. These lessons stayed with her for life, influencing both her personal relationships and professional standards. Unlike many Hollywood stars groomed from comfort, Stanwyck earned everything through grit. The emotional authenticity she brought to her roles was rooted directly in these early struggles, making her performances feel raw, honest, and unforgettable. Finding refuge in performance on the stage. As a teenager, Stanwyck discovered that performance offered both escape and purpose. She gravitated toward the arts not out of whimsy, but necessity. Work meant survival. Beginning as a chorus girl in nightclubs in vaudeville, she learned discipline, timing, and physical endurance. These early jobs were demanding and offered little glamour, yet they honed her professionalism. In the 1920s, she transitioned to Broadway, where her talent quickly stood out. Her performance in The Noose in 1926 earned critical praise and marked her true breakthrough. Theater sharpened her emotional range and gave her confidence in front of audiences. Unlike many performers of the era, Stanwyck didn't rely on beauty alone. She relied on presence and truth. The stage became her training ground, preparing her for the seismic shift to Hollywood and the challenges of a rapidly evolving film industry. Breaking into Hollywood and conquering sound film, Barbara Stanwyck's Hollywood debut came in the late silent film era, beginning with Broadway Nights in 1927. As the industry transitioned to sound, many actors faltered, but Stanwyck thrived. Her voice, expressive face, and emotional clarity made her perfectly suited to talkies. She adapted quickly to new technology while maintaining the naturalism that defined her performances. Directors recognized her reliability and range, casting her in increasingly complex roles. Stanwyck's early film career demonstrated an uncommon versatility. She could play innocence without fragility and strength without coldness. At a time when female roles were often limited, she insisted on characters with agency and depth. Her adaptability ensured longevity in an industry notorious for discarding talent. By the early 1930s, she was no longer just a promising actress. She was a formidable presence, steadily building one of Hollywood's most respected careers. Golden Age stardom and unmatched versatility. During the 1930s and 1940s, Stanwyck reached the height of her cinematic power. Few actresses could rival her ability to move seamlessly between genres. In Stella Dallas, 1937, she delivered a devastating portrayal of maternal sacrifice, earning her first Academy Award nomination. In The Lady Eve, 1941, she revealed razor-sharp comedic timing, proving she could be playful and seductive without losing intelligence. Then came Double Indemnity, 1944, where her icy, complex femme fatale redefined film noir. Stanwyck brought moral ambiguity and psychological depth to her characters, refusing simple archetypes. Whether playing working-class women, schemers, romantics, or survivors, she infused every role with authenticity. Her performances resonated because they felt lived in. Audiences believed her because she understood struggle. This era cemented her status as one of Hollywood's most formidable and respected actresses. Awards, recognition, and the Oscar that never came. Despite 4 Academy Award nominations, Barbara Stanwyck never won a competitive Oscar, an omission often cited as one of the Academy's greatest oversights. Yet awards never defined her worth or ambition. Her influence extended far beyond trophies. In 1982, the Academy finally honored her with an honorary Oscar, acknowledging her lasting contribution to cinema. By then, she had already proven her versatility once more by conquering television. Her role as Victoria Barkley in The Big Valley earned her widespread acclaim, and it introduced her to a new generation. She won 3 Emmy Awards, demonstrating that her talent transcended medium and age. At a time when older actresses were often sidelined, Stanwyck remained in demand. Her career became a blueprint for longevity, showing that dedication, adaptability, and integrity could sustain relevance in an unforgiving industry. Love, marriage, and emotional restraint. Stanwyck's personal life was far more guarded than her professional one. Her first marriage to Frank Fay was deeply troubled, marred by his alcoholism and volatile behavior. Though they adopted a son together, the relationship ended painfully in divorce, with Stanwyck assuming full responsibility for their child. Her second marriage, to actor Robert Taylor, appeared glamorous but concealed emotional distance. Their differing personalities, her grounded pragmatism versus his aloof charm, created a quiet divide. Though they divorced in 1951, they maintained mutual respect. Stanwyck never remarried, and many believe Taylor remained the great emotional loss of her life. These relationships reinforced her self-reliance. Rather than seeking fulfillment through romance, she focused on work, loyalty, and inner discipline. Love mattered deeply to her, but she refused to let it define or destabilize her hard-earned independence. A private passion and unspoken connection. Though famously discreet, Stanwyck acknowledged one profound emotional connection later in life. In a rarely discussed reflection, she described a brief but intense affair with Burt Lancaster. Their chemistry never translated to a romantic film pairing, yet off-screen, their bond was undeniable. She admired his physical presence and emotional force, qualities that challenged her intellect and guarded heart. Their connection was built on mutual respect and unspoken understanding, marked by private moments rather than public spectacle. For a woman who valued control and privacy, the relationship stood out as uniquely impactful. Though fleeting, it left a lasting impression, one she carried quietly for decades. This chapter revealed a softer, more vulnerable side of Stanwyck, proof that even the strongest spirits crave connection. Yet true to form, she kept this passion contained, never allowing it to overshadow her autonomy or define her legacy. Later years, trauma, and quiet philanthropy. In her later years, Stanwyck withdrew from the spotlight, choosing privacy and purpose over fame. She dedicated time and resources to charitable causes, particularly those supporting struggling actors, children, and Catholic organizations. She gave generously but anonymously, shunning recognition. In 1981, a traumatic home invasion shattered her sense of safety. Though she survived physically, the emotional impact lingered. Around the same time, her health declined, worsened by decades of smoking. Still, she faced adversity with characteristic resolve. She continued working when possible, earning a Golden Globe for The Thornbirds. Eventually, she retreated fully from public life, focusing on healing and reflection. Her later years mirrored her personality: quiet, dignified, and resilient. Even in vulnerability, she remained steadfast, proving that strength is not the absence of pain, but the ability to endure it with grace. Final days and a legacy that endures. Barbara Stanwyck passed away on January 20th, 1990, at age 82, due to complications from COPD and congestive heart failure. In death, as in life, she chose simplicity. She requested no public memorials, no spectacle. Her ashes were scattered over Lone Pine, California, a landscape tied closely to her Western films and personal sense of freedom. The choice symbolized her lifelong affinity for independence and open spaces. Stanwyck left behind a body of work unmatched in emotional range and authenticity. Her legacy is not merely cinematic, it is human. She embodied resilience, professionalism, and integrity in an industry often lacking all three. From abandoned child to enduring icon, her life remains a testament to determination and inner strength. Barbara Stanwyck did not just survive Hollywood, she shaped it, leaving a legacy that continues to inspire generations.